This is Transformers Dark of the Moon Basic Human Alliance Reverb with Sergeant Detour. So once Detour is on, maybe he's on a downtime, maybe he's done patrolling with Leadfoot. He's got another Human Alliance Autobot teammate in the form of Reverb. So I don't know what the story with that is, but anyway, the Sergeant Detour is a obvious repaint of the Spike Witwicky figure. Interesting. Looks like a costume for a Decepticon ally, but anyway, could have been worse. He's okay. On to the Basic Human Alliance figure. As many of you know, this is sort of the new Scout class figure, sort of the replacement for the Power Core Combiners in a way. He's pretty tall. Here he is with the Scout class figure from Revenge of the Fallen. That's that. I will say this. I love this whole Cybertronian feel about this figure. The robot mode looks weird in a way, but he looks so Cybertronian that they should have probably named this guy Cybertronian Reverb. Look at that. He's asymmetrical. He's got all these sorts of turbines going on. Even his head, he kind of reminds me of what a GoBot would look like. So he's very cool. I like the color scheme. I like the whole Cybertronian, unorthodox, asymmetrical design about him. Having said that, I will say this. Transformation is a pain, especially the legs. And he transforms into two alt modes that are just, I can't put my finger on it, but they're too Cybertronian for me. The alt modes aren't like the best alt modes. There's a pretty weird, and which we'll get to later, and I have issues with them in the sense that I really don't know where the design team was coming from when they designed the alt modes for this guy. At any rate, it's got a great robot mode, and I will probably display him more often in robot mode. He's got a ball jointed neck, no waist articulation. He's got a swivel, a ball hinge shoulder, another hinge joint here because of transformation for the elbow, a ball jointed elbow, swivel, sort of like a hinge wrist because of transformation. He's got a ball jointed hip. He can also move up and down like that because of transformation. Double jointed knee because of transformation again. And that's about it. So very, very cool robot mode. I'd give this guy even a 10 out of 10 in robot mode. Kind of reminds me of a GoBot, the way he looks in robot mode. So very, very cool. Now, here's the weird part. Let's transform him. This thing detaches. It's a 5mm peg, I suppose, or 3mm peg. Anyway, this will be added later on. He's got some blades going on right here. They're non-removable. So let's transform him into his vehicle mode first. So go ahead and fold down the head. This thing pops up. Detach the shoulders, just like that. The instructions are like a pain. They sort of help you in a way just to guide you on what happens next. But for instance, the arms, they like have 8 frames or 6 to 8 frames. Just how to transform the shoulders and the elbow. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's so easy to do it. I mean, they just don't want you to make such a big deal. They make such a big deal about it that they don't want you to mistransform it. But anyway, you can figure out how to transform him on your own, but you need the instructions in a way sort of to guide you in what he would look like, because the alt modes are just very, very weird looking in my opinion. So anyway, just fold up the arms like that, and this goes like that. And the yellow bit right there aligns with the yellow bit right here. So go ahead and align them like that. This one closes in like that. Go ahead and pull the, oh sorry, he's got swivel, thigh swivel. I forgot to mention that, articulation. Okay, now here's the hard part for transformation. These legs need to join up top here and like sandwich the back of the seat. And it is, at least on my figure, I'm sure in your figure you'll have an easy time doing this, but on my figure I have a hard time keeping this thing in place. It just keeps popping off and splitting up. I have no idea why. I've tried everything. It's just, I think the tab is just way too big for the hole. But anyway, if you apply enough pressure to just, it will stay. Then just go ahead and there you go. There it goes again. Come on now. Okay. Just keep them together long enough. And that, for me, just makes this transformation a pain. So anyway, so there you go. There is Reverb in his official hover bike alt mode. That's what the packaging says. There's the packaging, triple changer, yeah. Hover bike and the gunner station mode, which we'll get to in a little while. It's just the weirdest mode for me. So anyway, here is the hover bike mode. So Sergeant Detour is going to fit. Maybe when Sergeant Detour takes a vacation on Cybertron, if it still exists, he allies with Reverb. Well, on Earth, he probably allies with Leadfoot. So anyway, so there it is. Kind of weird looking. Kind of reminds me sort of Spiral Zone, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and whatnot. It's just too weird and asymmetric for me. It's got a blade right here. It's got rockets mounted on the side, and the turbines are here. And I don't know how the engineering team figured out how this thing would fly. The counter torque rotors, okay, I get it. It's like a turbine so that it doesn't spin around. But if the turbine is here, so he would lift like this. Oh, come on. Even a kid knows that this thing's not going to lift properly. It's just off-centered. How do you expect him to just lift like that and then he would fly? So very, very interesting concept here. I would have preferred maybe this way, and they should have found a way to sort of lock it in, but it just doesn't. There's just really no way you can do it unless you do it like this. But it just doesn't. There's really no way to properly lock it. But you can, I suppose you can leave it this way. And excuse me. And just have him. This will make more sense, actually, in my opinion. That the turbine is centered, and he will lift this way and then just fly off. I think this is a better look to him. But it's just that it's so unstable that there's just nothing here to support it, and it would. In time it would just lean like that. So very interesting alt mode. Robot mode gets a 10 out of 10. This one, it looks great. I mean, fantasy wise, yes. I mean, it looks interesting. Like, it would be a cool vehicle to have something like this. It looks so cool. But engineering wise, it's just something wrong with it. So, you know, alt mode gets an 8 out of 10 for me. And now here's the even weirder part. Transforming into a gunner station or weapon mode. Okay. So get rid of this. Okay. And then you got to split the feet like that onto these hinges right here. Oh, I didn't notice that sticker right there. What does it say? Nest, I think. Let me see. Did it say nest? Sort of. Anyway. Okay. And then here the problem again with the seat and the thighs just joining up. Anyway, we'll fix that later. And then what do you need to do? Go ahead and you need to spin this around like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then these three turbines are supposed to form a triangular shape of sorts. And then you gotta go ahead and clip this thing again. Okay, stay. Okay, and these things, they just stay here. As you can see, there are foot pads for reverb, which is like a pain. Can barely, his feet just barely reach them. You get the idea. It is possible to actually, I've actually done it. I've actually stuck his feet onto the peg holes, and it works fine. It's just a pain doing it. Yeah, like that. And come on now. Come on. Okay. 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 All right. And the missile, you're supposed to attach it underneath here officially. And there is a gunner station mode. I was actually... Why would the engineers at Hasbro transform this guy into a household appliance? It looks like a huge electric fan. Like, see, there's a peg here, a 5mm peg that any Leader class or Voyager class figure, even a deluxe class figure, can probably hold on to, like that. And then, as a weapon, you know, they'll probably, the Decepticons are feeling the heat, the Autobots. I'm going to cool these guys off. All right, feel my breeze, a gentle breeze of my electric fans. And then when they're relaxed, when the Decepticons are relaxed, the other Autobots are going to swarm in and destroy them. I think that's how this weapon works. I mean, it has two missiles right here. I don't think this is a legitimate gunner station. I mean, look at that. It's like a household appliance. I mean, you can put this in a house and it would cool the entire thing. It's like good air conditioning. I mean, they're so thin. Not unless the designers were thinking like, okay, this is like a hurricane or a tornado generator or a cyclone generator that will, you know, blow the Decepticons away or something like that. I mean, seriously, Hasbro. I mean, come on, Hasbro. Do you honestly expect us to take you guys seriously with this alt mode? I mean, look at it. What's he gonna do? Literally blow the Decepticons away? Come on. You cannot beat the Autobots. We're gonna blow you away. Literally. At any rate, I still like the figure. This alt mode gets a 5 out of 10 for me, just for sheer stupidity. 2 out of 10, okay? I like the cockpit though. Yeah. But if you didn't think it was anything, if it was like a sonic blaster or something, it looks great. The whole design looks very interesting to me, but the whole engineering concept is just ridiculous. So I do apologize for extending this review far too long, but I just had to put a lot of my opinion on this figure. It's a mixed bag for me. I was very interested in it. I like the robot mode. Vehicle mode is so avant-garde, and this one is just too funny to even discuss. And if you like the basic Human Alliance, if you like something new, by all means get it. But if you're just the casual Transformers collector, you can just go ahead and wait for this one on clearance. So there you go, folks. My very, very interesting and mixed review about the Transformers Dark of the Moon basic Human Alliance Reverb with Sergeant Detour. I hope you found it somewhat insightful and interesting and funny. And yeah, if you want to know my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. Thanks for watching.